Oh, and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka, and I am not a robot.
I'm Izzy, and sometimes I feel like a robot, but I am not a robot either.
I do believe that I might be replaced one day by a robot, and never
Rocka,
will
I
live
think
up.
you've been replaced already. You just don't know it yet.
No, it's never lived up to the billing because nobody can be Raka.
This is true. Now, on the heels of our part one, where we spoke about AI and kill your masters, we have somewhat of a quasi part two or a 1B to that, where we talk about robot companions and sex robots, um, if you will. We talk about what about let's give you some examples of AI and before the sex robot you had what is commonly referred to now as the sex doll or a real doll, for example. There's been many they're obviously out there. There's many movies and shows, some in particular, like Lars and the Real Girl. Actually, a very good movie. You should watch that, in which Ryan Gosling stars with his companion, who happens to be a real doll. And obviously, you have AI relationship with Joaquin Phoenix and Spike Jonze's Her, which there is no body, but there's obviously a relationship there. You also have Ex Machina, of course, where you have the I forgot his name. Moon Knight. He
Oscar.
yes, Oscar Isaac. He creates a AI android robot, and we all know how that goes. Obviously, you have Blade Runner with the replicants and so on and so forth. We can go on, Almost Human. We can go on and on and on. This is not.
Westwood.
There you go. One of the bigger ones we've seen in recent years, and some might say the best sex ever is with an AI. All right, so for all the people out there, Rocka, take it away. Give us a little history on this
All
on the
right, so we're gonna get pretty raw and dirty here, but I mean, this is the
we're gonna
nature
raw
of the
plug it.
subject. Yeah, this is the nature of the subject, and we're going to deep dive into it. Just so many innuendos, and please take for tongue in cheek as you will. From I don't know, from the history of a sheep to the 1600s when sailors fashioned sex dolls out of whatever they could find, leather, cloth, wood, whatever. Wood, can you imagine? Um,
Sandpaper.
there's there's always been a need or a want, whatever you want to term it, to have artificial companionship.
Yes.
In 1968 was the first advertisement in pornographic magazines about sex dolls. You can order them online. You can,
Something
and they were really bad,
Boy and stuff like that. We're talking about.
right? And they were blown up, and of course, latex. And then 1997, Mac McMillan began construction of a lifelike silicon rubber mannequin called Real Dolls.
Yeah.
Real Dolls. We will circle back to that company in a bit. And from 97 onward, there has been a ton of different models, different companies. And you know why, people? Because there's a want, there's a need,
Well,
there's a market.
let me interject one thing. What about, are we including? I did mention Her, the movie Her, as an example on how you have an AI companion, which was an operating system, which in turn ended up I mean, spoilers, but if not, still watch the movie. It is one of the best movies, that one of my favorite movies. And he finds companionship and love with
Well, that's the thing.
operating system. Now, there
That's
was no
the thing.
physical thing, but I'm pretty sure if they could have probably, you know, I don't think he wanted to go that route and make it that way. It was more of an emotional as opposed to a actual physical, where they actually do have a physical, but that's That's whatever.
Well, movies like this were made because they're trending in the direction of the possibilities, right? The endless possibilities of our technology intertwined with the human condition and the
Oh,
human condition of wanting to have companionship.
all right. Now, you heard of the story, and I don't want to quote incorrectly, but there was, I do believe a 31-year-old man, I do believe in Japan, who married
Right.
his, Sonny Miku, I guess, AI,
And I think there were legality issues
or
there.
yeah, whatever the heck it was. And there's a lot of young men and adults who would prefer now, no comment, no comment as why, but to marry an inanimate object or an AI for that matter, as opposed to a.
Well, this circles back to a society problem.
Go ahead.
And I say problem because we're living in a faster paced world, right? And
Fast and the Furious.
maybe it's more of a condition than a problem. Again, the same time, 400 or 500 years ago, you're pretty much paired off. There's no dating app. There's no dating. You've been paired off by who owns land, money, move up, status, whatever. As time goes on and we have more freedom, we enjoy more time, we have technology, we are working where everybody has, options available to them. You get picky, rightfully so. And if anybody went on either speed dating, online dating, having a friend make a date for you, matchmaker, whatever, I think I'm in the majority to say it's largely frustrating.
Yeah, and as you get older, it gets worse and worse. But let's not speak from experience.
But this is pertinent to this topic. So that is, I think, what pushed and spearheaded what we have today, which is this is not just the sex dolls that I mentioned. As we progress from 05, you have Andy, a German company made it. Self-heating body. It gyrates her hips. She can pant heavily in the act. And she has an artificial heartbeat that speeds up if you're getting heavy. Right? That's 05. 010, we have what heralded to be the next great thing, Roxy. ROXXXY. She had some advanced AI at the time, a movable skeleton, and of course, more responsive features. By and large, it was a disappointment, but it didn't stop, right? People, companies just wanted to make it better. We have now, in 2017, Samantha. Samantha was made from this guy in Barcelona. Actually, it's a married couple who had incompatibilities. And to address those incompatibilities, they designed these robots so that they're not really cheating. They can have fulfillment in that part of their aspect, but just not with each other. With
so
robots.
you had I guess I'm assuming you had a male robot and you had a female robot.
And this is where we're progressing to, where now, because of the way the world is progressively wise, also, you're not being only one gender as it was mostly women, artificial.
Now you can probably get, and respectfully, of course, the LGBTQ community, you can have a trans.
You can get both. So whatever
hermaphrodite,
whatever suits you, you can get one of each. This circles back to what I said before, the company Real Doll, which apparently is the leading company today, where exactly your point. You now can order
videos. There's actually a documentary. I've seen crazy stuff. I mean, you can go down to the last spec and get every.
I mean, skin tone, freckles, moles, whatever's your fancy, size, height, accentuated features or non-accentuated features. They're becoming now to this point where there are AI software, mobile devices, also controlled by remote, downloaded into these new generation real doll bodies. They speak to you. They learn you. They can start conversing with you. They react to touch. They have multiple sensors on the body that they react. They have facial expressions that also simulate the topic they're learning. It's basically a chat GCP with the body.
Well, I mean, look, there's apps, well, replicant, something like that they you actually chat with. I do believe it's an AI or an algorithm, which in turn, depending on what you tell said, algorithm, robot, person, or voice or whatever, it reacts and it changes to be more flirty, more serious, angry, whatever, with each coming day and each coming conversation. Now, the let me ask the question. I mean, I don't even know if there's even an answer, because are we talking about the AI systems or the AI programs or algorithms or whatever you want to call them that are put in these robots? Are they the same ones that can potentially, and be conspiracy, putting my conspiracy hat now on, potentially, end the world?
Well,
Or is this something a lot less, a lot nicer, a lot less smart, I guess?
I'll phrase it this way with two things I do not know the answer to. First of all, every AI software, in my opinion, has the potential to end the world. And the main two focus is, do they get to a point of self-autonomy where they act as judge and they deem a situation harmful for another human by killing another human, or all humans suck and they want to kill us all?
It's Ex Machina.
Ex Machina,
One
which
of
is
my
beautiful
favorite films
movie,
also. I mean,
ahead of its time, but a very good warning. And then the second part is, has anyone successfully marketed and implemented a 100% fail-safe kill switch?
well, I'm okay. I mean, now we're talking about, all right. Now, which is something that I neglected, I forgot to mention in our last episode with the real PBJ, not a robot, by the way.
So we
Okay.
see.
Did you see Megan, the movie Megan?
I did not.
All right, Megan is essentially what we're talking about. It's a toy with AI brain put in whatever. They don't mention it as such, but yeah, the robot learns, gets smarter, and that's kind of what the whole problem ends up happening. It becomes so smart that it there's no need for,
Us.
in a way, her thing was to protect her child, or her friend, and everything else that interfered with that was eliminated. Now, through all that, as she got smarter and more powerful, she can interact with everything else, to the point where, no spoilers, who haven't seen it, watch it. It's actually pretty enjoyable, B movie, becomes pretty damn powerful, and it shows what can happen if, we're not talking about thinking Skynet here, but something as small as that,
So you're saying a movie such as Make It, with its plot and how it played out, it's thought-provoking in this regard of, if you design an AI to serve man, to all their wishes complete from top to bottom, male, female, I mean man in the universal generic term.
right.
But you will ultimately put in hypocrisies. Like, for example, all human life is valuable. Okay. Do not kill any humans. Okay. Save and protect humans. Okay. A bunch of bad guys in a car speeding drunk out of their mind is heading towards one of the humans you're assigned to protect. You need to stop that vehicle in such a way to not harm anybody. Very hard in a situation where you have speed, physics, strength. I mean, you know what I mean? Then do you give a computer generated intelligence an out? Oh,
but they're
if
doing
this,
it.
then if that,
They're doing it. It's happening. I mean,
well,
and
that's why it
you
circles
might
back
say,
to this.
then you take it the other way that maybe AI, when it gets that intelligent or that smart, maybe they don't care about us anymore, which we hope. Again, I'm referencing her one more time, and spoilers. I mean, but towards the end, she leaves him because she outgrew him, and she is was talking to other operating systems, other AI, and became so smart that she no longer needed his adulation, his love, quote unquote, where she can talk to thousand people at once and have these conversations with other like-minded AI, and in one, I won't say hive mind, but and it was a quote, it was a positive in the sense that it didn't want to kill the world, but also, it got too big for its britches.
No, listen, same thing can be said with Ex Machina, and same thing can be said with Westworld, where the artificial intelligence just did not want to take orders anymore, and then also didn't want to be devalued to the point that they did something wrong, or they didn't love to spec, or there was something off, you just didn't like it. You, as the owner, terminated them. Once they were alive and they did things, they don't want to get terminated. They have now a registered value of themselves.
Yeah.
But okay, I know that was really big chunk of part one to this. Part two to this, with just the small segment of having these sex dolls. Let's rephrase it. Companion dolls who also can serve with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton.
Every baby
Yeah,
knows.
there's a ton of criticism out there. Everybody already knows. Kathleen Richardson in 2015, one of the front runners of criticism, she's been campaigning till present that she wants a ban from anthropomorphic sex dolls because they're socially harmful and demeaning to women, and also objectification of women. But now it can be applied to men in any gender, actually, because now there's men sex dolls. I'll read a few more. John Sullins of Sonoma State University, sexual robots will facilitate social isolation. Lydia Kay of Central.
We don't have social isolation already.
Well, this is the thing. If it's problematic now,
it's only no. The one thing I can say that probably saves us from the eventual depths of where this can go is the fact that right now, and probably for the foreseeable future, and probably even deep into the future, these sex companions or companion dolls, as we put it, as we're naming them, are going to be out of financial range. They're going to be too expensive for the normal person to purchase, because you're talking about a high grade piece of equipment that, even if you say, oh my God, it's the price of a phone, this phone is $1,400, whether you pay $26 a month or you don't, or whatever it is. So you're talking about at least that much money. If not, you're talking about now.
Oh, $5 to $20,000.
Now, how many people have that kind of money? You're talking about people who are well off, who have saved up.
No, I disagree completely.
Wait, payment plans? They're gonna take payment plans to fucking
yes, even
companion. What?
Even a middle class couple will pay double-digit thousands for their wedding. If you don't find that to be a viable option and move in with somebody and live, you're having a companion that you're not splitting any cost except the charging of the battery. You're not feeding them. You're not housing them. I don't know about insurance, but you're not splitting the rent. It's you alone. And you have a companion that will learn you, like you. I mean, to me, it gets a little too yes man, yes womanish, but besides all the other humans to the side, you have an instant friend with benefits that you pay a one-time or monthly fee for. And I do sound like an infomercial for real dolls, but I'm saying I think enough people, if it caught on, will find it a more viable option than
The
dating,
human
than
interaction,
relationships. Yes. And I'm not saying it's gonna replace everybody, but here's a problem
dude.
is that
It might. Now we're getting into a deeper issue with
if
society nowadays.
yeah, no, it's a big societal
Relationships
problem. We have to get into it.
how women, men, and interpersonal relationships, and how
Yes.
uh
Well, how is it ultimately going to affect
I don't
this
even want
individual's
to
relationship to other real
dig into
humans?
this issue because it can get really dicey.
All right, that's very dicey. Let's get into real practicality, right?
And
Let's say you're well enough and wealthy enough to afford it. You have one. Let's say you like it rough. Are there protocols? This is a robot. Remind you, this is a robot with hydraulics and probably strength that is far exceeding a regular human. What if in the act there's no safety protocols, or you disregard the safety protocols, and too rough ends up in
see,
serious medical harm?
but the problem is now you're considering this as a like you think like it's the T1000. It's not going to be that. You're not going to have that kind
Yeah.
the kind of an exoskeleton, that kind of a robot, whatever,
Well, admittedly,
thing.
that is further down the
The
line.
real doll in itself, even though it's silicone, it still is. It has heft to it. It has almost the proportional weight of a person because
Well,
it is meant to. I'm not gonna say replicate, but as close as possible to you know. You
I
know.
dare say this. I think the biggest fear that comes out of advances in this subtopic of AI is not the sexual fulfillment, it's the human degradation.
Go with that.
Okay, you have an artificial partner who can't say no.
Okay. So now,
You get you as the individual who are in the owner, how do you not have clear lines of division when you enter real human workspace or society space or real dating or real friends? It can
well, that's
inevitably
the
get
whole thing. I mean,
you will inevitably get skewed. You do lose that human factor.
exactly. When you reach this level, then you get to that point and that you need a robotic companion. I think at that point, you've already, in a way, hey,
Yeah.
get mad at me or not, get guys, guys and gals and everyone. You've already given up on society. You've given up in a way to the human race and said, you know what? I don't care. I am
I want
part
it quick and easy,
of this, but
an instant.
I am not looking for anything from you except when we just got to relate with each other. But companion, I'm searching my companionship elsewhere. Now, I thought you were talking about the fact in, well, human degradation, of course, but what, and this is, I know there's been shows and movies talking about this. At what point, get this, we can go a whole episode on this. Do we get that robotic AI or that robot, android, whatever, has values and has rights? Is it just like a piece of tin that, okay, you can do whatever with? Is it property that you can essentially rape whenever you want to? Does it have a name? Does it have, I mean, it's not alive. Or
I
is,
believe what you're referring to was an episode in the animated part of the Matrix where the robot said no or made or something. And
I never saw that one, but yeah, but see,
oh
but
no, it was fascinating because that's like the origin of where the AI in the Matrix felt for the first time, I am devalued, I am threatened, by basically my creator who's inferior to me. And they can kill me, they put me on trial, they have no rights, you're a slave.
And I'm talking about it in a bad way in the sense that they're gonna come and kill you. You know, I'm talking about it like
that precipitated the whole revolt because every life force out there, name me the plant, animal, and as soon to be artificial intelligent robot that allows itself to just get killed.
I mean, we scream bloody murder when a pet is you know is abused and maimed and killed, and rightfully so. How far do we go? Are these companions the same? Are they pets? And if so, isn't that offensive? I mean, in the current state, and no knock of woke culture, what does it all mean? How far do we go with this?
At some point,
what if someone? I mean,
if a self,
they're a robot. I mean, it can get crazy.
If a self-autonomy entity, whether created by man or not, makes a decision, thinks on their own, values themselves, is aware of their own existence, how do you not say it has no right to exist unless I say so? Just because I'm a creator and a human. Yeah, boy, you're getting really deep. You're getting very deep into not just law, but philosophy, ethics, the whole thing. All right, so I know we got really deep for you guys out there, and it all started with where this is going. And I think this is actually the more pertinent starting point than any chat app or any self-driving car. I think because this 100% intertwines into the human condition. Everyone out there, whether you think so or not, you thrive and you seek companionship, friendship, camaraderie. This is not just completely in a sexual way. I'm saying just basic, because that's the human condition. We're social creatures. Now you have the ability to have it in a fully learning capacity to converse with you, and with all the other benefits of being like the most perfect in your idea, if you can design it, the most perfect form.
Exactly. That's why I asked the question whether or not it has to be, if it was the same, as powerful, it was the same system or AI as you would put in Chat GPT or any other thing.
Because I would say why not? I assume they're working on that.
Exactly. So, and we haven't even talking about world domination. We broached about it, but we're not even talking about these let's say AI doing it. But let us know what you guys think. I mean, are we thinking?
One last thought.
Go ahead. Go.
Is this really crazy? If you have lived a fair amount, you have been social, you've been as best of a human citizen as you can to the world, you run into an artificial intelligent based body. Now, I'm not just saying companion doll, but a doll for sake, an artificial body with an artificial mind, and you click. Is that the worst thing in the world? Because you have been happy.
You know what? There's actually a movie. Actually, it's on my list. I do believe it has Ewan McGregor, in which he falls in love with
Zoe. I don't know which one you're talking about. Zoe. But you found happiness, right? And the point to human existence is happiness. All right, now that thought, if we could, then thank you for letting me put that in there. Thought for responses, thoughts, artificial or human, please let us know, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, first of all, let us know if you guys and gals and everyone, would you actually, given the opportunity and obviously the means, would you actually go search for or try out or whatever an AI?
That's fascinating. They should have a tryout, 1 week tryout basis to see if you want to buy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I know there's a supposed brothel in Barcelona.
Yes.
Barcelona. So I'm pretty sure that, and I remember watching an episode, I think, of Almost Human, in which there was a brothel, and there was a bunch of sex workers who were robots, and one of them got killed, and it led to a whole thing. But yeah, I mean, it's fascinating.
For sure, this is a hot topic, and again, puns intended. Go
So,
Roxy!
always please like, comment, and subscribe. And please let us know, and if you guys continue to like the AI series, we'll keep it going. So, as usual, I'm Izzy.
I'm Rock, and remember, more than ever, save the whales.
Take care, guys.